Welcome to today's session. This is Reinvention Made Simple Daily. Now, today we're talking about the idea of mark timing, the concept of mark timing. Now, mark timing is never a good thing. It's about being stuck. It's about, kind of just rolling your wheels in the sand and you're not making any progress. But just knowing that your mark timing is a very important thing. Now, tune in and I will break it down for you in today's session of Reinvention Made Simple Daily. Hi, I'm Kamoya Benjamin, and it is my purpose to help leaders reinvent themselves for more impact and more income. Now, what does that mean in a day-to-day life? It means that in life we're seeking and desiring to create more, to be more, to do more, to have greater impact, to have greater income. And as we are in the process of life, there comes a time when you notice that you are mark timing. Now, what is mark timing? If you look at troops, and I remember when I was in primary school, I was in the Scouts, movement. And what we would do is we would march, and we would be forward marching, and the person that would be the leader of the troop would say, "Okay, mark time," and we would just be, marching in one spot. We're not moving. There's a lot of activity, but no accomplishment. Now, there are moments in life when you catch yourself mark timing, and that in itself is a good thing. Just the idea that I've been aware, wait a minute, there's so much activity in my life, but there is no movement. Maybe you've noticed that in your financial life. You've noticed my income has not grown over the last 5 years. Maybe you've noticed that in your impact. You realize that there's nothing I'm doing. My life is not significant. I'm not living a life that is worthy of my time, dedication, and energy. How do you navigate out of mark timing? How do you come out of a place of mark timing? Now, you need to understand the causes, number one, for why you are mark timing. How did I get here? Is the first thing. Now, you've heard most people say that I'm going around in circles. They become aware of the fact that they are mark timing. The key question to ask is, why am I going round in circles? Why do I keep knocking my head against the wall? Why is it that this keeps happening to me? That is a sign that you are mark timing. It's a sign that you're not making progress. It's a sign that you're probably not growing. So what are the causes for this? As creative beings, we are gifted with an intellect. And what we begin to become aware of is a future, a possibility. We become aware of a desire. And what is desire? Desire is the effort of an unexpressed possibility seeking to be birthed within and through you. You look at life and you begin to become aware of the money that you could have, the income you could make. You become aware of the impact that you could have, the legacy that you could leave. You become aware of what really your heart beats for. You become aware of the difference you want to make in life. Now, that's a good thing. But for most of the time, though we become aware of those desires, we do not follow through. We do not follow through. And what happens when you have been given an instruction to do something by the impulse of thought coming to you as a desire, as a dream, as a longing, as something you really want to do, but you don't know how to get into that. And so you are dilly-dallying. What happens? You're marking time. The whole idea of mark timing is you're just marking time. Time is going by. And so you hear people say, I've always wanted to start a company. I've always wanted to start a business. One of these days, I'm going to quit this job. One of these days, I'm going to start this. They've been saying that from January. Now it's March. Going into November, they'll still be saying that. The cause for marktiming is failing to take that next step. And if you think about it, it's not because we are lazy. It's not because we are not willing. It's not because we don't want. But it's because we want to see the entire staircase. We want all the guarantees so that we can take the next step. And the question we are asking is how? Okay, then if I take that step, then what next after that? And when I take that step, so what next after that? We want guarantees. We want to know that when I leave my job and I go and start that business, it will be successful. I will know where my clients will come from. Now, I'm not advocating for negligence and just quitting a job and you don't even know where the future goes. It's going to be like, no. I'm not advocating for mediocrity. I'm not advocating for laziness. I'm advocating for having a plan, thinking it through, stepping into the process of saying, how can I? How can I? Because if I'm here and the desire comes to me to be, do, have something, one of the things you need to realize is that though you may not know it, though you may not believe it, is that you've actually been gifted and resourced for the desire that you already have. If you take the word desire and break it into two, desire, my mentor Paul taught me this, and he says that word has its root in Latin. And the root in Latin is de and sire. And the word sire is what the male provides. The male provides a seed. To sire children is to provide a seed. And so when you think about it, conversation for another day, I teach it in my reinvention sessions. The mind is that part of us that receives idea. The mind is like a garden where ideas grow and flourish. And so when a seed is coming from Spirit, from God, from the Father, implanted into our minds, the womb of thought receives that as a fertile ground and causes it to blossom and to germinate. Our role in the creative process is to nurture the ideas, is to nurture the seed, is to give it an environment that is habitable for it to blossom. And so when you're thinking about what the future could be, the cause for you marktiming is when you're saying, I want to know all the details, I want to have all the information, I want to know whether it will work, I want all the guarantees possible, and that is why you're marktiming. There's a lot of activity in your life, but you're not making movement. You're not making movement. The decision that you need to make, the plunge that you need to jump into, you're not doing that. You're not taking the step that you need to take. Now you might think that, I'm marking time because I'm being obedient, because I want to calculate. You better take action. You better take action, because you never know until you jump in. The second thing that I have noticed as a cause for marking time, for marktiming, is when we fail to pay the price for whatever it is that we desire. When we fail to pay the price. What do I mean? John Maxwell talks about the law of sacrifice. And what the law of sacrifice says is that you've got to let go of something of a lower value in order for you to attain something of a higher value. And in the process of creating the results, your be, do, have, impact and income, which is what I help people get in life, more of impact, more of income. In the process of doing that, we get to certain junctures and points in life where there's a toll booth. There's a toll booth. And there's a price that is required for you to pay in order for you to go into the next phase of your life. And the law of sacrifice really, as I came to understand it, doesn't mean that I'm abandoning this so that then I have to go and get that. But rather it was really beginning to think into, when I look at my life and where I want to go, what are the things that are of a lower value? What are the things that are of a lower value? And what are the things that are of a higher value? If you're seeking to gain mastery in a certain area, how much time is required to get into the mastery of those things? And when you look at your hours, 24 hours in a day, what are the things in your day that you're doing that are of a lower value that you could say, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice this time so that I can give it to the mastery of that thing. You're sacrificing, you're trading something of a lower value in order for you to attain something of a higher value. How do you climb a ladder? You never climb a ladder by holding all the rungs together. You climb a ladder by letting go of this rung in order for you to put your hand on the top one. And with that movement, you go up, and then you go up, and then you go up. That's the whole idea of sacrifice, that we're giving up on one hand in order for us to then reach out and get the next thing that is in our life. So that's the second cause for why we find ourselves mark timing. And I have a lot of empathy for leaders because I have found myself in such spaces in many points in my life where I know what I want and I know what I could do to get it. But for some reason, I'm stuck. I'm here marking time. I'm here waiting. I'm here hoping. I'm here just not making any progress. I'm talking about it with everyone, but nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Now, at the beginning of the session, I did share with you that I would tell you why it's a good thing to know that you are mark timing. It's a good thing to know that you are mark timing. Now, mark timing is not good. It's like being in a stagnant pond, and you know what happens to stagnant waters? Shortly they start to stink, and after they stink, bugs begin to habit to breed there, mosquitoes begin to breed there, and they don't bring anything other than sickness and disease. Mark timing is not a good thing, but the awareness of realizing, wait a minute, I've been mark timing in my life. I've been mark timing in my finances. I've been mark timing in my influence. I've been mark timing in my career. That awareness is to be embraced. Why so? Let me share with you a thinking perspective here. Back to the understanding that we are spirit beings. We've been gifted with an intellect and we live and move in a physical body. And so the part of us that is spirit always is seeking a fuller expression and expansion of our capacities. What happens when you find a seed on tarmac and it just finds a crack where there is soil? Quickly, it puts down its roots and it begins to grow up. If you look at nature, everything is seeking to express itself to its fullest capacity. The tree will grow and will keep going up and up and up and up so long as it has resources. We are no different. We've been gifted with the spirit, and the spirit that is within us is seeking full expression. And the fact that you are aware that you are marking time is a good thing. You're aware you're marking time and you're listening now. It's a good thing, because what that is telling you is that the part that is within you has gotten your attention and said, hey, Benjamin, you're not making progress. You're not making movement. Nothing is happening. You're talking and talking, but you're not taking action. Could you do something? Because I've got great things to bring forth. I want to burst forth. I always remember that, session in the movie Superman where he just, rips his shirt and the S logo comes out and Superman is flying through the window. He's going to save the world. There's that part within us that's saying, Benjamin, let's go make an impact. Let's go have an income. Let's change things. Let's be better, do better. Let's have better. And the awareness that you're mark timing is a gift in and of itself. Now, how do you stop mark timing? How do you stop mark timing? One thing, and it's one thing simple. Be obedient. Be trusting and obedient of the voice that says, take that next step. Take that next step. Whenever I'm on coaching calls with leaders, and I'm just about to get into one shortly, one of the things that I realize is when we ask leaders, have you been presented with a next step? They will obviously come onto the call and say, this is what I'm trying to achieve. This is what I want to make happen. And they're stagnant. They're mark timing. They're not making any progress. And I always ask, so what has come into your awareness as a next step that will move you in the direction of what you want to achieve? And they'll say, I have this idea, and I have this idea, and I have this idea. And I said, what have you done with that idea? Most of the times it's, I was, and there goes the excuses. You can hear them coming in. Yeah, they're parading themselves and just getting ready to run on the carpet. No. Be willing, be trusting, and obedient. A next step has been presented to you. And do you know what that next step sounds like? That next step sounds like, for you who's wanting to start a business and you want to have a physical location, go and see the venue. Go and talk to the landlord. Yes, I know you don't have the money, but go and talk to the landlord. Write down a plan. Write down how it's going to work out. Talk to somebody who you know could be a good partner. Go and identify a certain market. Go and do this, go and do that, go and do the other. They are normally small nudges, small instructions that can easily be ignored. You can easily intellectualize this thing. You say, now you know I can't go and see him because if I see him, he's going to ask me for this and I don't have it. You intellectualize it. And what you're not realizing in that level of awareness that you're operating from is that the part of you that's intellectualizing this thing is the same part of you that's blocking you from paying the price that's required for you to make the next step. So when the idea comes to you of what you could be, do, and have, it already comes with instructions to move from where you are to there, which is where you want to go. Be obedient. Trust that the idea that has come to you is the idea that will take you there. And just be obedient, take that next step. And when you stand there, say, I've done this. And as you're in that step, another next step will be presented to you. And a next step will be presented to you. Think about it in life. If I want to move from where I am to 5 meters from now, I can't fly. At least I don't have those capacities yet. But I just need to put one foot in front, and the next foot in front, and the next foot in front, and I'm moving. And that's how you really accomplish that whichever you want to accomplish. That's how you stop marktiming. So from this, until you hear an instruction that says, march right, and you begin to achieve whatever it is that you know can be possible for you and through you in your life. My name is Kamoya Benjamin, and I help leaders reinvent themselves. And if you're marktiming, this message was for you. I would love to support you in your journey of reinvention, to moving from marktiming to taking action, those guided, coordinated steps to achieve whatever it is that you want. Send me an email, reinvention@kamoya.com. Let's start a conversation and a journey. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 1:30 p.m. East African time, as I bring you another insight for reinvention so that you can have more impact and more income in the life that you know is destined for you. Blessings, be well, and bye for now.